Spying in the speaker race? It's December 20th, 2024, and these are your headlines. In the latest twist to the already contentious Texas House Speaker race, accusations of unethical behavior are being levied against Representative Dustin Burrows and his campaign. You may have seen in a series of social media posts, Representative J.M. Lozano alleged that a registered lobbyist aligned with Burrows had secretly spied on a private Democrat caucus meetings with the assistance of a Democrat chairman. Lozano called the actions an unprecedented and unethical breach of trust as Burrows vies for the gavel. Well, Burrows lost the speaker race for the House GOP caucus nomination to David Cook. According to Lozano, the lobbyist in question, described as a puppet master and former member who got Phelan and Burrows to run for speaker, gained access to emergency Democrat caucus meetings. These are typically closed-door sessions where lawmakers discuss strategy and internal matters. Lozano claims that the lobbyist's actions were orchestrated to benefit Burrows in his campaign for speaker, a move he described as a massive ethical violation. Well, sources have confirmed to Texas Scorecard that the lobbyist in question, if you haven't already figured it out from those descriptions, is former House Speaker Dennis Bonnen. Bonnen served one term as Speaker of the House in 2019 before being forced to step down following his own ethics scandal, which, by the way, involved Dustin Burrows. Over the last several weeks, Bonnen and the unnamed Democrat were acting with the direct knowledge and approval of Burrows. That's according to a source with direct knowledge of the activity. Well, the speaker race pits Burrows against State Representative David Cook. He's secured, of course, the backing of the Republican caucus as their nominee. Burrows has since attempted to build a coalition with Democrats in order to thwart the Republican majority. A House committee's effort to have a convicted child killer testify in the state capitol has once again been thwarted by Attorney General Ken Paxton. The case in question surrounds Robert Roberson, who was convicted of killing his 2-year-old daughter, Nikki, in 2002. In October, moments before his scheduled execution, the Texas Supreme Court issued a temporary stay after members of the House Criminal Jurisprudence Committee, led by Democrat Chairman Joe Moody, issued a subpoena for Roberson to appear before the committee. That move drew sharp criticism from many Republicans, including the governor, Greg Abbott, who said that the committee stepped out of line by issuing the subpoena at the 11th hour. The Texas Supreme Court later ruled that the maneuver violated the separation of powers. They said that they conclude that under the circumstances, the committee's authority to compel testimony does not include the power to override the scheduled legal execution of the legal process leading to an execution. We do not repudiate legislative investigatory power, but any testimony relevant to a legislative task here could have been obtained long before the death warrant was issued, or even afterwards, but before the execution. Now, this week, the committee attempted to schedule another hearing with Roberson as invited testimony today. However, a motion for a protective order filed by Paxton last night blocked those plans, at least for now. Paxton's office referred to the committee's plans as a show hearing and is seeking to block testimony until January 13th, when the committee is disbanded ahead of the next legislative session.
What are the important things out there in Texas politics and Texas news that matter to you, and what can you do about it? That's what we want to bring you with the Luke Macias Show on a weekly basis for 20 to 30 minutes. That way you can get the information and go do something for the rest of your week. I look forward to coming to you every Wednesday.
Could we be saying so long to the city of Austin? Well, a measure filed in the Texas House could reduce the burden of government in Texas's capital city. House Bill 274 by Representative Briscoe Cain would abolish the Austin City Council in favor of a district of Austin in which the state government would reside. The state of Texas would directly oversee the district governance, similar to what we see happen with the District of Columbia. Outright abolition of city council came up for consideration following the city council's decision to embrace the defund the police movement back in 2020. This was concurrent with the city council's experiment in the homeless camping ordinance saga. And while the worst impacts of some of those policies were subsequently negated, the long-term legacy remains. The version of HB 274 currently filed would also require voter approval of a constitutional amendment. For more of today's stories, go to TexasScorecard.com.